Well, let's face it, we're self-isolating, we're not going out anywhere, we've got time to spend time in the kitchen. Today, I'm going to do a bit of slow cooking. This time, I'm going to make some lamb shanks. What you're going to need, some lamb shanks, one per person, or two if that person's really greedy. Some shallots that will be peeled but left whole. Some strong root vegetables. I'm using potato, carrot, and parsnip. I'm going to use a whole head of garlic, just peeled, left whole. Some chicken stock, semi-dried tomatoes, some red wine, and some spices. And I'm using some lamb spice and some some Greek grilling spice to go in it. You're going to need an oven-proof pot and an oven. Now this takes about 4 hours. So what I'm going to do first is brown the lamb shanks in some oil, probably about 3 or 4 minutes each side, really brown. And then I'm going to put in the garlic and the shallots and sweat them off. And then just as they're sweated off, I'm going to drop the lamb shanks on top of them. So the lamb shanks are now nicely browned, and the whole head of garlic that's been skinned and just bruised, and the couple of few eschalots in there, have started to brown up. Now I'm going to throw in the lamb shanks in on top of them, any old which way, like get them all in. And I'm going to put in the carrot, the potato, and the parsnip. You can use, other hard vegetables like swede and turnip. I just don't have any. You could also throw in some, if you got desperate, you could throw in some zucchini and some celery. I don't think they're going to last the 4-hour cooking process, but they add nice flavour and they get a bit gooey. That's now going to just simmer for a little bit. Then I'm going to add about a cup of red wine. So just cook that off. That's beautiful. That's a Lake George Shiraz. That's very good. Turn that up. Bring it to the boil for about 5 minutes and then add the stock. Before adding the stock, I'm going to put in my herbs and spices, so some lamb spice and some Greek grilling spice, probably, 2 teaspoons of each. Now I have put some pepper and the spices onto the lamb. Next, now that the wine has cooked out, I'm going to add 500 grams of chicken stock, 500 milliliters of chicken stock. I haven't added any sugar yet because I don't know how salty this chicken stock is going to be. It's one of Maggie Beer's free-range chicken stocks available. Sorry? I haven't added any sugar, and I probably won't be adding any sugar. That's my wife. She wants to add sugar to everything, but I'm sweet enough as it is. So I'm going to pop this in and then let it come up to the boil. And then we're going to put it in the oven for 4 hours on 100 degrees Celsius. So that's just started to bubble. So I'm now going to put the lid on, turn off the stove, drop it in the oven. I've got it set at 120, and I'll leave that in there now for 3 hours with the lid on. And then I'm going to take the lid off and add some more goodies to finish it off. Welcome back. The lamb shanks have been in the oven now for 3 hours, and everything will be nice and soft. Have a little bit of a stir around in there. Looking pretty good. Now let's have a taste and see how that salt's going. Needs a little salt. A lot of salt. And then I'm going to add some dried figs. and some semi-dried tomatoes just to make it a bit sweeter and give it a little bit of acid. Give that a stir, push them down in, then I'm going to put it back in the oven at 120 for another hour, and that should start to thicken up the sauce. Safety first.